I'm Marielle Millett for BYU-Idaho Radio, and today I'm on the phone with Cam Carter. She's a production manager slash actor and social media for the Westgate Theatre in Yellowstone. This is super exciting because this is your guys' first year running this new theater, right?
Yeah, it's our first year, so it's super fun, it's super exciting, it's super busy.
Before we get into more of what Westgate Theatre is all about, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely, I would love to. So I actually just graduated from BYU-Idaho a little over a year ago. I got my bachelor's degree there in theater performance, but I did not actually initially start going to college there. I started at Snow College in Ephraim, Utah, and studying theater there. And I got my associate's degree from there, and then I transferred to Rexburg and was involved in the theater department there. But the place where I definitely got the chance to kind of hone my skills and really, really grow and develop my love for theater was actually at Center Stage Theater in Idaho Falls. That's a relatively new family-friendly theater that I have been really heavily involved with since the beginning. There I am part of their directing pool, and I'm one of their main actors, and I feel like I can say that because I have been in so many shows there, and I'm really lucky. That's a really amazing place, and the great thing that Center Stage has done for me, other than giving me just like a really great community of friends and theater artists to be a part of, is it gave me a lot of hands-on experience with the operations of a theater and with making theater actually happen, like what really goes into it. Going to the school for theater is really great for your own personal growth as an actor. You know, the acting classes, the makeup classes, the movement classes, the dance classes, all of that is really great. It turns you into a well-rounded performer. But working at Center Stage and kind of being like down in it, like on the front lines of running a theater is 100% what prepared me to be able to kind of start up Westgate. So I'm really, really thankful for that and for having that connection there. And yeah, I've been doing theater my whole entire life. I'm from West Yellowstone originally. My mom and dad met doing theater together here in West Yellowstone back in the 80s and fell in love and raised a bunch of theater kid children and raised us here in West Yellowstone. I graduated high school in West Yellowstone, and so I really have a deep love and connection to this town. I'm a real tried and true local, and getting to kind of give this type of business and thing to do in the community means a lot to me. It means a lot to me that it's locally owned and operated. For the first time, it's a summer stock theater that is in West Yellowstone that is fully locally owned and operated. And that's really cool. It's really beneficial to the locals. I'm all for supporting local businesses. But yeah, I was in my first show the summer I turned 5. I was 4 turning 5. And pretty much ever since then, I've just been like totally hooked. Like I've never known what my life would be like without having this theatrical element to it. So it's kind of a dream come true getting to do theater in my hometown. And getting to have that be a part of my own personal history and my town's history.
Oh, that's awesome. Like you said, having a business, having a theater locally owned in your own hometown is something amazing, and especially since you have the cult, like the history of the area, having grown up there. It sounds like something super sentimental and beautiful to be in Yellowstone and to have this theater here. Can you tell us a little bit more about Westgate Theater and the beginnings, like kind of what they're all about?
Absolutely. So in 1964, a professor at Ricks College, actually, Spirit of Ricks, go Vikings, named Lynn Benson, he decided to start a summer stock theater in West Yellowstone along with some business partners. And he came up here to West Yellowstone and found this old little falling apart but sweet little building that was at one point a drugstore, at another point a post office, and pretty much was like, hey, this is great, let's do it. And for 60 years, a operating family-owned summer stock theater was ran out of the building. And it absolutely became part of the history and the culture and the charm of West Yellowstone. It made the summer stock culture get really popular. There have been a number of other summer stock companies in West Yellowstone, other companies under different names in different buildings, and then also just summer stock really thrives in the Yellowstone area within just like I'm going to like guess like a 60-mile radius of West Yellowstone. There are 4 or 5 other operating summer stock theaters. And that's actually so cool. That theater is thriving so much in the current area. This part of the country is turning into like a really culturally rich and diverse area, and that's really cool because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere, you know, in this like Idaho, Montana, Wyoming kind of corner of the world. It's turning into a place that really values the arts, and that is a really admirable thing, and we're really lucky to be a part of it. But yeah, there was a summer stock theater ran out of our building at 29 Madison Avenue in West Yellowstone for 60 years, and that company has since moved out. And last summer, it was their last summer, and the grandsons of Lynn Benson, who is the original founder of the Play Mill, his grandsons, Kyle, Travis, and Mark, were kind of like, hey, I have an idea. There are some interesting things about how business permits and parking permits and ordinances pass on in West Yellowstone. And so it would have been incredibly easy to turn this building back into a theater. It was a theater, and then the theater was taken out, and then it was just going to stay vacant. And so a lot of people in the town kind of had a big question mark, like, what's going to happen to the theater building? And the kind of running joke is that, oh, it's just going to turn into a t-shirt shop, because the sad fact of the matter is there's a lot of t-shirt shops in West Yellowstone. You know, at the end of the day, it is a tourist town. So the joke was like, oh, well, it'll just turn into another t-shirt shop. But it would have been more work to switch over like the parking ordinances and the building permits and everything with the landlord to do that. And so the Benson brothers, Kyle, Travis, and Mark, were like, you know what? Let's revive our grandpa's theater, and let's, you know, bring this tradition back. Let's keep this tradition alive. There's not much to do in West Yellowstone right now. The movie theater unfortunately closed down. A lot of the other family opportunities for the evenings are not available because people go into the park and then they come in by the time it's dark, and you know, they're like, well, guess we'll just go get dinner and go home. So we definitely wanted to have something for people to do in town after they get back from Yellowstone Park. So the Bensons, they reached out to the landlord and figured out how to make that happen, and then they reached out to my parents, who have many years of experience in the theater. They owned a theater of their own for several years, both in Island Park, Idaho, and here in West Yellowstone. They both have worked in the theater industry for decades and are local. And so it was kind of like, oh, this seems perfect. So they reached out to my parents, and my parents were like, we're totally in. And, you know, for years, absolute years, people have been asking my mom if she was going to try and move into that building once it became available and try and start a theater there. And the thing she would always say is, if the heavens open and the angels sing upon my head, yes. Because to her, it never seemed possible. You know, it would take a literal miracle for the heavens to open and the angels sing upon her head for her to get to start a theater and live out the biggest dream of her life. Well, her favorite thing to say is, well, the heavens opened and the angels sang upon my head, and the angels' names were Kyle, Travis, and Mark. So it's been a really, really awesome partnership with them. And my family, we kind of handle all of the theatrical aspects of things, the artistic things, the operations. And the Bensons, they have put in so much time and money and hard work and hard labor to restore it and transform it. And that's what we have spent the last 6 months doing, is completely remodeling the building. It has the exact same layout, the same charm, the same 4 exterior walls, the same floor, the same ceiling as it has had for the last almost 100 years since it was originally built. But we have brought it up to fire code for the first time, literally ever. We've leveled all of the floors. We've gotten new seats. We've gotten a completely new air conditioning systems. We've redone the entire bathrooms. We've made the entire building ADA compliant. And like we updated everything. We updated the dressing rooms. There are actual dressing rooms there now. And there's a green room for the actors. You know, lots of just small like amenity things that are going to make it a more comfortable theatrical experience for everybody who is there.
Yeah, that's super awesome that it's going to have the same charm it always had, and that it's now something that's going to be even more comfortable, and some upgrades, some modern upgrades to make the experience
Mhm.
even better. I love that story. The heavens literally did open for your mom, and
Mhm.
that's super exciting to have a theater like that and to bring back that those original roots. Can you tell us a little bit more about the shows I'll be running this summer? Because you have three super exciting, fun shows that will be playing. It's See How They Run, Annie Get Your Gun, and the Great Western Melodrama. Can you tell us a little bit more about them and maybe one that you really enjoy?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to. So, the first show we're doing, it's already open. Tickets are on sale. Is called See How They Run. It's a classic British comedy written in the 1940s, taking place shortly after World War II in the British countryside. It is laugh out loud funny, British humor, mistaken identities, mayhem and merriment. And it's actually one of the original shows that Lynn Benson produced in 1964 when he first started a theater in the building. So that was part of why we wanted to do it for our first summer. Um, and so I love that one. I'm biased. That might be my favorite. I don't know. Let me keep going though. And then we're doing Irving Berlin's Annie Get Your Gun, which is, you know, the classic and tempestuous tale of Annie Oakley and Frank Butler, who obviously were real people. They were real sharpshooters in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show in the late 1800s. And we really wanted to do that show because that is our culture and our history in this area is the Wild West, Buffalo Bill Cody, the cowboys and all the saloon girls and all of the things, the Native Americans, all the things that are part of Annie Get Your Gun, and the charm of that is our literal culture and history here in the Yellowstone area and the you know, the wild, wild west of the American West. And so we definitely wanted to do that to kind of give like a cultural experience, and also just because it's just a delightful show. It's a romance. It's enemies to lovers. It's all the like fun jazz songs, and it's very funny. It's very charming. It's just like a big, delightful, flashy Broadway musical. Everything that you want to have in a Broadway musical, it has it. And then our third show is called the Great Western Melodrama, and we really wanted to do a melodrama because that was what Lynn Benson originally did. And melodramas are traditional theater plays that have stock characters of the villain, the hero, and the heroine, and a lot of audience interaction. The melodramas are perfect for families and younger audience members. Our melodrama is a shorter show, and there's lots of audience interaction. You boo for the villain, you cheer for the hero, you awe for the heroine, you throw popcorn at the villain. That's what everybody loves to do, is you heckle and throw popcorn at the bad guy. And our melodrama is also paired with a vaudeville variety act that is reminiscent of the vaudevillian theatrical performances of the Victorian frontier, which is something that we wanted to really lean into and have fun doing, again, in our area and with our culture and history in this part of the country. So like I said, I love them all in different ways. I'm in both See How They Run and Annie Get Your Gun. But I have to say that I think See How They Run might be my favorite because my earliest memory was in 2007, and that theater was doing See How They Run. And I was only 3 or 4, and I remember so vividly watching my mom in it and watching, there's a character in See How They Run who ends up in his underwear. I know that sounds weird. It's not what you think it is. It's very, very funny. Like I said, mistaken identities and mayhem and merriment. And there was something about my 3-year-old brain that like latched on to that image of like the chaos of the people running through the set in, you know, various states of dishevelment, that stuck with me so strongly growing up. And now I get to be and see how they run and in that theater, and it feels like a really beautiful full circle moment. And my mom is also in it, so I get to act with my mom. And it feels like oh my gosh, it feels like this is what we always have been supposed to be doing. It feels like this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And it just feels like the perfect full circle moment for my life, for my mom's career, for the history of West Yellowstone. It just is really wonderful.
Yeah, that definitely seems exciting, like you said. A full circle moment for sure. The So last week was your guys' opening week. You guys opened on June 4th.
Correct. Yeah, we opened up last Thursday.
And when do you guys run to?
Yeah, so we run, our summer season goes through the end of August, and we will be doing a fall show that runs through September. That is to be announced, so look out on like our social media and our website for what that show is going to be. But our three main summer stock shows that run in rotating repertory, which means it's a different show every night. Of those three, that runs from now until August 27th. And we run Monday through Saturday nights with matinees on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Yeah, and for the night shows, the evening shows, it's at 7 p.m. and the matinees are 4 p.m.
So all night shows are at 7 p.m. Wednesday matinees are at 4. Friday and Saturday matinees are at 2.
Okay, awesome. Good to know. And all of this information, right, is, like you said, on your social media, it's just Westgate Theater is your handle?
Yeah, our social media is Westgate Theatre, theater spelled R-E at the end. So that's Westgate, Theatre. And then our website is the same, westgatetheater.com. And we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook.
Yeah, and I noticed, like you said, it's a rotating every night. And so what's nice on your guys' website is you have a calendar and it kind of color codes and shows what days are what shows and when they start and when they end. So that's very nice to look at.
Correct. Yeah, thank you.
And I noticed that all the shows have a pre-show. What kind of things would an audience see in a pre-show? Some singing, some variety acts, or what?
Yeah, so each show does have a 30-minute pre-show that is part of your experience. It's done during seating. It's done to just kind of warm up the audience and welcome you into the space and to kind of show off the talent of our incredibly talented cast. We have actors from all over the country. They are all so wonderful. We could not do this without them. I feel like we just absolutely hit the jackpot with our first cast. I cannot even believe how lucky we are. But yeah, the 30-minute pre-show, they are all songs that you probably recognize. They're pop songs, they're jazz standards, they're American folk songs that are kind of specific to the style of the show. And yeah, there's some dancing with some of them. There's live music playing with others. There's lots of just kind of fun, lighthearted opportunities to just kind of feel like you're in the space and you're ready to be part of a fun night. And then for our melodrama, so our melodrama has the 30-minute pre-show, and the 30-minute pre-show for the melodrama is actually going to be a full bluegrass band doing a 30-minute long bluegrass set. And then the melodrama has the variety vaudeville act, which that's more of like quick skits, funny jokes, dance numbers, songs that tell stories, more live music, and then the melodrama. So there's a little bit of something for everybody depending on when you come.
Yeah, this seems like a super exciting lineup that you guys have this summer. Westgate Theatre. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to encourage people to come?
I hope that if anybody finds themselves in the Yellowstone area, they at least stop by to kind of enjoy the remodel and hopefully catch a show. And we are just really, really, really thankful and lucky to be a part of such a cool project in such a cool area with such amazing people.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm Abrielle Millett for BYU-Idaho Radio, and today I've been on the phone with Cam Carter. She's the production manager, and she's an actor in many of the productions and the social media. So come see Westgate Theatre in Yellowstone. They have some exciting shows that are coming up, and thank you so much for talking to me today, Kim. I'm really excited for what you guys have to share in the area of Yellowstone.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been really fun.